On this Wellness Wednesday, as we begin a new year, we've been talking a lot about resolutions and changes for adults, but what about our kids? In this ever-changing world filled with social media, peer pressure, and global uncertainties, kids today really are facing a lot of unique challenges. So how do we raise our kids to be resilient and prepare them to adapt to all these changes happening around us? Joining me now is therapist Dr. Morgan Francis of Scottsdale Premier Counseling. This resonates obviously with so many parents, and I know that you in your practice, you're seeing a lot of parents who are having difficulty with this very problem.
They really are. They get really stuck on how to parent and really know how to make sure to help their children become resilient. So it's incredibly challenging for parents right now.
And I know a lot of your parents that you talk to, you know, they're dealing with teenagers. I'm dealing with 10-year-old twins, but it runs the gamut. So talk about resilience and what it is in kids.
So resilience is the ability to adapt. It's also the ability to recover as well. They thrive in challenges. They're able to navigate difficulty. And in fact, they are looking for a way to be able to take on that challenge. And the great thing about resiliency is that it's not something you have to be born with. It's a skill. So
you can learn it.
Yep, you can learn over time. Absolutely.
That's so interesting. And we talk about, you know, dealing with those challenges and being nimble, being flexible with their, you know, these mental challenges. What more can they, you know, really adapt to?
Well, oftentimes parents want to fix the issue. They want to just
You're speaking to me right now. Yes, exactly.
They want to smooth it over. And so while that might be something that, you know, is nice to do, it's not effective. What is way more effective is to help our child feel prepared to handle the hard, tough emotions.
Okay.
So when we're looking to parent for resilience, we want to get away from the short-term comfort and instead focus on the long-term resilience.
Okay. Okay. So we have, and I'm going to have you give some examples in a bit, but I want to go through this because this is really important. I feel like, you know, you talk about like looking at the long term. What do you mean by see them?
Oh, I love this. So if your kiddo comes home from school and he's upset, you may think to yourself, well, I don't even want to say anything because I don't want to bring anything up.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Or you may just say, oh, you know, I know I said earlier that you weren't allowed to have ice cream, but just go ahead and have it.
Right. You give in. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not really allowing them to feel or allow their distress to be seen. So when we're parenting for long-term resilience, we're going to ask our child, I notice that you're upset. Let's talk about it.
Okay, let me ask you that. I'm going to stop you there because I've noticed this with my daughter a lot.
Yes.
She's 10, about to turn 11.
Yes.
And I notice she shuts down.
Yeah.
She literally will tell me, I don't want to talk about it. And I grapple with, do I try to pull it out of her because I want her to express herself and get it off her chest, right?
Yeah.
Or do I grant her that time to sit on it and then, you know, bug her about it the next day? Or, I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
It's a great question. So what I often tell my parents is you can still validate where they are if they don't want to talk about it. And so what that sounds like is I can see it's something you're not ready to talk about, and I want to let you know it's okay if you're upset right now. It's really hard when things don't go our way. It feels sometimes overwhelming, and that's okay.
Relate with them.
We relate. So I acknowledge and I validate their experience. Even if they're not telling me the details. I know what it's like to feel like I just don't know what to say or how to begin. And so what we do is we give that permission instead of trying to, oh, it's okay, we don't have to talk about it and just move on to the next topic.
Right.
So we don't want to parent for short-term comfort. We want to work on that long-term resilience. And I do that as a parent by meeting them where they are and acknowledging their feelings.
Oh, I love that. Okay, give me another example of, you know, what you hear a lot from your clients.
So they're just really challenged with, you know, I don't want to bring anything up, or, well, it's just easier for me just to allow them to be on their phone or in their room. And it's really not easier for the child. In fact, they're still experiencing that negativity. So when we allow them to feel it, we allow them to know that it's okay to share their emotions and that their emotions are a good thing to show. And so we want to be able to express ourselves. So saying things like, it's okay right now, and I'm here to listen whenever you're ready to talk about it. I know that I know that things can be really hard, and it's okay if you're confused.
Yeah.
So you could even bring in a feeling word like confusion or sad or angry,
Right.
to just throw it out there to see if, oh yeah,
Yeah.
mom sees what I'm going through, and it's going to be okay because I don't feel alone.
Right. And maybe that will encourage them to open up.
Exactly, exactly. So we want to be able to help them tolerate distress and get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's good stuff. We could talk forever.
We
All
could.
right, that was so good, so helpful. Thank you so much
you.
for all the examples.
Absolutely.
Great advice. I feel like I just got 5 minutes of therapy as a parent. All right, Dr. Morgan Francis, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.